Hi, this is Dr. Muzakir Ahmad Khan. I welcome you all for today's session that is on a reorder paragraph. And this is very important task under PTE examination. And I would be discussing very important strategy and a method that I would always follow and recommend people is couple of pairs. What is it? We'll discuss it in the later slides. So please stay tuned and watch this video till the end. Yeah, these are the things that I would be discussing in today's presentation of mine. Very important things I would be covering, such as evaluation and the factors that we need to consider and take care of. And I will also be discussing few examples. And lastly, I will discuss the method which we are supposed to make use of. Yeah. First of all, definition of a paragraph. What a paragraph is. This is the definition that can be seen and can be found on Google. And according to it, a paragraph is one which has a couple of sentences. Okay. To solve this task, we first need to understand the sentence structure, how sentence is formed, and how one sentence is connected with the another sentence. So these are the few things that we need to take care of. We'll discuss them. Yeah, this particular task, this comes under reading session of the test. And this particular task is not individually timed. That is why time plays very important role over here. Okay, because we have couple of sentences and time is not individual. Time is not allotted individually, hence we end up spending more time on it. On the day of examination, we get 2 to 3 questions of this type, and skills that are assessed of ours are reading alone. Okay, so whatever our performance on the day of examination is, we get marks only for the reading session alone. And the time, the typical time that we need to invest on this kind of task is somewhere around 2 minutes. 2 minutes is more than enough. In the worst case scenario, it should not go beyond 3 minutes. And distribution of points, how we get scored over here, how we get the points. Each sentence placed at the right position, we don't get any marks for this. That is, we will get 0 points for this. And each correct pair we form, we get 1 point. Okay, this is very important for us to understand this, that we get points only for correct pairs, and we don't get any point for the correct placement of a single sentence. Yeah, on the day of examination, this is how this particular task looks like. On the top, you see some instructions given, no need to go through those, and you get these 2 columns. Okay, the table, and on the left hand side you will have questions filled over here. Sorry, the sentences, you will find it over here, and these sentences are randomly placed. They are not in an order. Hence, what you're supposed to do is you are supposed to shift the sentences from left hand side to right hand side. That is what we are supposed to do. And how can we do that? We can do that by making use of these arrows. Okay, once I click it over here, any sentence, first of all I am supposed to select any one sentence. Once I click, this particular sentence get highlighted, and then if I click it on this particular arrow, that particular sentence gets shifted over here. Similarly, for all of the sentences, any sentence that you select on the left hand side, that gets highlighted, and upon clicking this particular button, that particular sentence get moves to right hand side. And again, once you have framed sentences in order, you can again reshuffle them by making use of these 2 up and down arrows. Yeah, sentences, usually most of the times in the test we get 5 sentences. Sometimes you may also encounter 4 sentences in a particular question, and very rarely we get 6 sentences. Yeah, as we have discussed, previously, each correct pair we form, we get 1 point, and for the wrong pair, we get no points allotted. It is also very important for us to know that there is no negative marking in this particular session. Yeah, maximum points for a given question would be 1 less than the total number of sentences. Okay. So for the previous question, wherein we had 5 sentences, the total marks that a person can fetch is 4 points. How 4? 1 less than the total number of sentences that we find in a question. Got it? Yeah. We'll discuss one example. If at all, if a question has on the left hand side 5 sentences randomly placed, you are supposed to shift them towards the right hand side, and the correct combination is this: 3 1 4 2 5. So for this we will get 4 marks. If at all, if we place all of the 5 sentences on the right hand side in a proper sequence, a person will get 4 points for that. Yeah, the pairs are 3 and 1, 1 and 4, 4 and 2, 2 and 5. These are the pairs. It looks somewhat like this. The sentences that you find on the left hand side, you are supposed to shift on the right hand side. The first sentence has to move here, and likewise you have to arrange. After you arrange, the correct combination should be 3 1 4 2 5. This is an example, and this is how you're supposed to do. Yeah, for any other combination, for example, 3 1 5 2 4, how many correct pairs do we have? Let's have a look. 3 1 4 2 5 is the right one, whereas in this case I have got 3 1 5 2 4. Are you getting my point? So in this case only one pair is achieved, hence we get only 1 point for this. So we'll discuss another example. So let's consider one instance wherein we have got a question and we have rearranged the things onto the right hand side, and in it we have got 3 correct sentences placed at the correct positions. Okay, 3 4 5, there are the correct places, but the question is the pair correct? What should come after 3? It should be 1, but what I have done is I have placed second sentence after 3. This doesn't give any relevant information, in the sense there is no flow from first sentence to the next sentence, hence the pair is not formed. That is what is happening in this case. Though I have 3 sentences at the right place, I will not get any point. You will have to understand this. Okay, so it is clear that we don't get any point for the sentences placed at the right place. We get only marks for correct pairs. Okay, yeah, usually these are the things that we need to take care of, and these are some things that we need to have some knowledge of it in order to solve this task. Once we take care of these things, we will be successfully able to frame a complete paragraph. Okay, we can rearrange the things successfully. Yeah, first sentence. We will now discuss few things only related to the first sentence. Got it? Now, first sentence in a para, that is referred as topic sentence most of the times, and that topic sentence will always be independent of all of the other sentences. It is independent, it is complete, it is not dependent on any of the sentences. So it doesn't refer back to any of the sentences. It is complete. It gives complete information. It is not dependent. Yeah. How do we find out? How do we figure out from the bunch of sentences that we find on the day of examination? How do we find out the independent sentence? There are some things that we need. If we take care of, we can easily find out the independent sentence. A few things I'll just mention. Just have a note. Make a note. Sorry. Yeah. Now, So it must include proper nouns, full names. Example, they are. I'll just take example of my own name, Dr. Muzakir Ahmad Khan. Okay, I have a sentence with Dr. Muzakir Ahmad Khan, and my name mentioned, or any other name for that matter. And in another sentence, I see the name mentioned, a partial name is mentioned. Okay, I have similar name, same name mentioned in two sentences. So among those two, how will you figure out that this one is independent one? The sentence that includes complete name or full name is considered as an independent sentence. Similarly, with regards to full form, there are full forms. United States of America is full form of USA, isn't it? Both means the same, but a sentence which have United States of America is a independent sentence. So these are the things that if you take care of, you can easily figure out just by looking the sentence that this is independent sentence or the first sentence. And it doesn't always, it doesn't necessarily include detailed information. So most of the times, the topic sentence always, most of the times, includes brief introduction. Okay, and the following sentences gives detailed information. Yeah. And also, this is the thing that you need to keep in mind. Sentences which usually start with these words, in addition to, moreover, however, in contrary, despite, in spite. So this never comes at the beginning of the paragraph. Okay. Now, there is another very important trick and tip that usually people follow, that is subject verb agreement. And this is the basic rule of sentence formation. This is how a sentence is formed in English language. That is, any sentence has to fulfill this condition, that is subject verb agreement. Only then the sentence remain correct. Now, Abdul wished to buy a car. There is a simple sentence. Is this a complete sentence? Is this independent? Does this give complete information? Yes, it does. Abdul wished to buy a car. So in this sentence, Abdul is subject, buy is verb. Buy, he is doing some work, that is verb, and what he's buying is a car, that is a object. Okay, typically our sentence always have SVO, that is subject verb agreement. And in English, there is a general rule that object of first sentence becomes subject of next sentence. Okay, please pay attention over here. Car is object of first sentence that has become subject of the next sentence. The car must be equipped with ABS or whatsoever. The thing that you need to take care of is this: the object of the previous sentence becomes subject of the next sentence, so on and so forth. So this continues. So this is what is the flow and the beauty of English language and the sentences. Things flow, and once you get ready with this particular task, things will become easy for you to prepare sentences to solve and fetch good marks out of essays and whatever it is, many other tasks that we find in PTE examination. So this is very important thing, that the last part of the sentence becomes the first part of the next sentence. This is a general thing. This is how sentence is formed, but not necessarily every time. So it is a good tip and trick in order to find a continuation of the next sentence, but it doesn't remain same all the time. Okay, so we should not rely on this. That will be really helpful for us most of the times, but not always. Yeah, there are a few other things. Articles, we have indefinite and definite articles, a and an, or the indefinite articles. And this, once we introduce something for the first time, we make use of these kind of articles. If one particular thing is being repeated and repeated in multiple sentences, then the sentences which have a and an gives me the information that this particular sentence is independent or the introductory sentence. And if the sentence is repeated again, if the word is repeated again, then we make use of the definite article, that is the. Got it? When we talk the same thing for the second time, we make use of the word the. So all up till this, what we are discussing is how do we figure out the opening sentence, the topic sentence. For example, I cooked a dish yesterday. The dish was yummy. Okay, one particular word is used more than once in two of the sentences. Okay, so whenever a particular word is used more than once, then in the when it is introduced for the first time, we make use of an article, that is a, and once we speak about it for the next time, for the second time, we make use of the word the. There's a very good trick which helps us to differentiate the sentences, whether it is an introductory sentence or not. Time periods and dates, again, it is important thing to make note of, whether the dates are from past to present or from present to the past. So the paragraphs are formed either way. We always don't follow the chronology. That is, there is no such rule that things should always come from past to present. There are few paragraphs wherein we see things going backwards as well. In the sense, in the first sentence, we discuss something that is related to the present and we go back to the past. So that you need to take care of. Yeah, we just need to take hint of those dates and then decide whether should I come in ascending order or descending order. Examples. Whenever you see a sentence that has examples, so during formation of a para, examples always comes after explanation, in the sense, before we even mention an example, we give some details or some information about it. This is the thing that you need to take care of. First explanation is given, then example is mentioned. Yeah, now we'll get into actual examples. This will help you figure out the things. This is a very good example which has 4 sentences. Out of these 4, what are you supposed to do is first figure out an independent sentence. I'll give you 30 seconds of time. So try to find out an independent sentence. You can pause and then go through this. I'll just continue. Can first sentence be an independent sentence? No. Second, no. Third, maybe. Fourth, no. We'll discuss why yes and why no. The first sentence has few words which will lead us to decide whether this is independent sentence or not. The words such as also and face new predators. What are these things? What is this talking about? There is no any introduction about predators, and also always comes next. Before also we have told something, then we say something else as well. So these words say me that this is not our topic sentence. The second sentence, these new pressures. I'm trying to figure out the topic sentence. These words, okay, these, that, and all, they never come in introductory sentence. Okay, just by looking at this first word, these, I'll make a decision that this is not an introductory sentence. Yeah. Third one, Australia's native plants and animals. adapted to life on an isolated continent over millions of years ago. This may be. Let's have a look at the next sentence. Since European settlement, they have had to compete. Who are these they? Have we discussed anything before this? No. Hence, the fourth sentence also cannot be a introductory sentence. So, which particular sentence is giving complete information? It is third one. Hence, third one is the first sentence. And then we have plants and animals. And then this as plural, isn't it? They, more than one, plants and animals. Here I have one word that I need to take care of. They are isolated for millions of years. And again, though they have isolated, they are now supposed to compete. They, who are these they referring to? Plants and animals. Okay, hence this is the continuation of this sentence. And then some have also had to face new predators. They are suffering, they are competing for habitat, food, and shelter. Okay, and apart from this, few of the habitats are also supposed to face new predators. Continuation of that. And then finally, these new pressures, it is not pressure, it is pressures. What are those pressures? These things sum together: habitat, food, shelter, predators, all together. Got it? These new pressures, what are these new pressures? Sum together. This is how we figure out, we take care of things. Once you find independent sentence, finding the next sentences most of the times is an easier task. We'll now move on to the next example. Again, you can pause the video and try to figure out as which sentence is independent one. I'll let you know as why particular sentence is independent and why it cannot be independent. It, most of the times, a sentence starting with the word it, people have a notion that a paragraph cannot start with the word it. That is false. Few times a para can also start with the word it. We decide based on the dependency of the sentence, whether it is dependent or independent. If the sentence is independent, then that is topic, no matter if the paragraph is starting with it or not. In 21st century society, science and technology are important. This seems to be independent. Let's not judge. We'll go through all of the sentences, we'll skim, we'll try to figure out whether which particular sentence gives complete information, whether this is good or bad. What is this? This always comes in the next sentences. As I have mentioned, we are trying to figure out the independent and the first most sentence. So never the word this can come. This, these, that. These are the words which refers back to some other sentences. So hence this cannot be the independent sentence. Gone. But the fact that again this cannot be independent sentence. Human existence in the developed world is entirely dependent on some fairly recent developments in science and technology. We have these two things. Got it? Both seems to be independent. You can go through, you can take your own time and understand the complexity of these sentences. And now let us see which out of these two is independent and why it is independent. I have already told you in the past, in the previous slides, that an introductory sentence gives only limited information. Okay, see, out of these two, these the first sentence and the fourth sentence both seems to be independent, but we see the complexity of these two. As I have already told, the first sentence gives a brief introduction. Hence, this is first sentence, and the following is the continuation. The next sentence gives a detailed information of the previous sentence, and that is what exactly says in fourth sentence, in this particular sentence. This is with regards to a general sentence in 21st century in science and tech, something related to science and technology. So what exactly is that is being told in the fourth sentence? Human existence in the developed world is entirely dependent on some fairly recent developments in science and technology. Developed world. So developed world is in 21st century. Whether this is good or bad is of course up for argument. Okay, this technology in the developed world is good or bad is up for argument. But the fact that science underlines our lives, our health, our work, communication, our entertainment, and our transport is undeniable. Got it? So this is how we figure out, once we get the first independent sentence, then finding out the, based on the grammatical thing and based on the flow of the information, we can easily rearrange the things. We'll take up another example again here. So take your own time, go through these sentences. Again, we'll try to figure out the independent one. I hope that you will easily be able to figure out that the following sentence is dependent or independent as of now. The stratoscope flights of 1959, see, dates are coming into picture, concerned mainly with the studies of sun, were remarkably successful. So this is independent sentence. Correct? So we'll not make a judgment now. Let's see for the next sentences. Yet, so just having a look at this particular word, I decided this is not a dependent one. Independent one. The main development has been carried out by, what development is this actually speaking about? We are not all aware of any of the developments. The main development has been carried out by, no, this cannot be. Few words in the starting of the sentences will reveal us whether this particular sentence is independent or dependent one. Again, hot air balloons date back to 1783, and within a few months of the first flight, a French scientist went up 2 miles in a free. So the both are independent one, isn't it? Now which one? How do we judge based on the dates? This is what you are supposed to imbibe. I have two independent sentences. Which one could be the first sentence? That you are supposed to decide based on the context of the paragraph. Should I go in the reverse order, from the past to present or from present to past? So based on the paragraph, you will make a decision. Okay. So now this one is the first sentence. Why? Just frame the paragraph by your own, by putting up these two sentences, and then judge as which one gives more relevant information or which one gives more sense. Yet there is a little resemblance. From the past, some development was done, and then there was some improvements which became a tool, and some development was carried out again, some refinement was done, and then it was remarkably successful lately. Got it? This is how we figure out the things. Most of the times, things will be from past to present, but sometimes it is very tricky when we come across questions wherein we are supposed to go through the whole paragraph and understand the gist of it. The context will be very complicated. We will have to go and we'll be supposed to go through all of the grammatical things, and then we'll be able to make a decision that this particular paragraph discusses things from present to past. Yeah, it is in this particular task, it is very hard for us to get all of the points. So our focus should be trying our best and figuring out the things and framing correct pace as many as possible. How do we deal this situation? This is very confusing. Okay, we have time constraint. Time is very limited. Within the given time, we are supposed to reframe the things. Okay, reorder the things in correct order. It's very challenging job. So what I suggest is that prefer framing at least two pairs. Try your best to at least frame two pairs. If even if you go wrong with one pair or two pairs, that is fine. Nothing to worry. You will get your desired scores. But make sure that you at least form two pairs in it. Yeah. Again, in some cases, if you're not able to figure out the topic sentence, don't bother at all. It is very important. It is things becomes very easy once you figure out an independent sentence. But in some cases, when the question is very complex, you'll be in a situation having pressure of time constant. You will not be able to figure out the topic sentence. Doesn't matter. Just ignore it and try to find sentences which goes in a flow. In the sense, pick any random sentence and go through the other sentences and see which sentences may come after the sentence that you have chosen. Are you getting my point? The first priority is to find out the independent sentence. That strategy. If that doesn't work due to many reasons, most importantly time constant one, in that case you stick on to one particular sentence and then go through the rest of the sentences and see which one may come after the one which I have chosen. Just form the pair. Again, see the next sentence, read the rest of the sentences, try to match with the new sentence that you have chosen. So likewise, try to at least form two pairs. Doing this, you can go through this particular task very easily. No need to break your head and no need to feel downgraded. Yeah, time is very important here since it is not individually timed. You're not supposed to spare more than 3 minutes for this task for each question. It is very good if you are able to solve the thing within 2 minutes, but in worst case scenario, you should not spend more than 3 minutes for one question. And again, since time is very important parameter here, once you finish your question, don't just keep thinking whether you have framed correctly or not. Click next button. And again, in doing so, don't do it in a hurry. Be calm, be patient. Okay, and click just once. It so happens with many of the students that in a hurry, in nervousness, they without even solving the question, they click next button. Okay, that happens. So chill. Do not worry. Stay calm. Click just once, see the question, solve it, then click next. Yeah, that's the end of the session. I would request all of you to subscribe our channel, and you subscribing our channel will really give us confidence, and that will motivate us in coming up with new videos every day. So my humble request to you, all of you, is that subscribe our channel, like and share, and also comment. Will really improve and come up with new videos. Yeah, lastly, we at PTE Tube, we give coaching, and we have experienced guides. We'll take care of you. We'll find out your weak points, weak fields, and then give feedback to you. and we have n number of mock tests. This what is very important here. And then whatever you do, review and feedback, this particular thing is very crucial, because you should know your weak points. If you just work on your weak points, only then your score improves. Okay, the feedback and detailed review will be given to you by us. And strategies, we keep updating our strategies so as to meet the current demand. And PTE keeps updating itself, as we have recently seen that it has increased its margin from 79 to 83, 84. Okay, so and we also have required vocabulary and grammar stuff. We'll share all these things with you. It's important for you that you get feedback, and we do it for you. And I request you who all are interested, they can contact us on the above given below given details. Thank you. Bye. Take care.